Let's start. You guys tell us a little bit about who you are, and then we'll get into how you found Lifestyles and why you joined.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
Make sure you hold that real close so they can hear you.
Okay. I'm really a school teacher, and so that's my background.
Yay, that's a hard job.
I did public school for 15 years, and then I opened a homeschooling program and did that for 12 years, homeschooling 12 different children, 7 different grade levels, 4 days a week. I really loved my job. Doing this whole apartment thing was kind of scary. So before I wanted to give up my secure job at home with my children, I volunteered with Karen Fisher. I called her up and said, hey, can I come work for free and see if I want to do this before I jeopardize my life?
So she walked you through some apartments, what she was doing on hers, right?
So I did that, and I really liked it.
Was she good, or was she like really mouthy?
No, she
just one though.
Everything was correct was the term.
So she was a good student then, is that what you're saying?
Yes, I'm a very good student. But
I know, she don't need a microphone. She's loud. They can hear 6 miles away.
so Chad's background, here, you could talk about it.
This is the only time
what do I do?
It's the only time you get to speak right here. That's all you got.
I was really unprepared for this. So, yeah, I was a power plant electrician by trade. They can hear me. And currently I'm the planner for Electrician Craft. And we have 2 boys, Shaden and Lawson. Oh,
Good job, Chad. Way to go. Good job.
Am I done?
Yeah.
Am I done?
Okay.
He just wants his beer.
We recently bought our dream house on 32 acres in Pipe Creek in the Van Buren area. So this really works, but you have to follow the map. So get off your butt and do it, pretty much.
All right. How'd you find Lifestyles, and why did you join?
My brother is Brian Sifford. He actually works for Lifestyles too, with David.
He teaches like I do.
And I had called him about investing more money for my kids. And he's like, hey, have you heard of Lifestyles? And I thought condoms. And I thought, what?
Yeah, don't go to lifestyles.com. Lifestylesunlimited.com. Swingers Club, very different.
He had been telling Chad about it, but if you tell Chad, you have to tell me if you want it done. So that night, they had the free class, so I came to that. Got Chad here at 6 o'clock, we came. And then I called Meredith, the wife of Brian, and asked, is this legit? I'm fixing to pay the money. And she's like, yes. So I said, okay. So she vouched for it. Brian's tried a lot of different things to make money. So, so we joined that day, and then we just joined passive. So we were just going to be passives.
But you came to my seminar, the 2-day seminar. Was Brian teaching back then or just me?
No, just you.
It was just me.
It was 2014 we joined.
I don't forget what year.
Yeah,
all blend together to me.
So we joined as passives, and we thought, oh, we're in a deal, we're rich. And we got a check, $300-400.
Yeah, you didn't put a lot, like 25, 50
No,
grand.
we put 25 grand.
So remember I told you can invest this little 25 grand? They put in a deal. They weren't running the deal or anything. They just put money in with somebody else.
Correct. Okay. We didn't have any money to do this. So I'm a teacher from SAISD, and I had not worked in public school system for over 12 years. So they were cutting me off of their TRS. And so they said, hey, you have to take your retirement out. So it was 25 grand, but then after taxes, I only got 16. And Kim Radiker was the first lead we invested with. She was out of Dallas. Yep. But she's like, if you get 25, you can invest. So we saved 9 grand in a month. And I was like, holy crap, I could do this.
Goals. I like that.
So I realized at that time that I could save money so we could do what we wanted. So we invested with Kim, and just keep talking?
No.
I don't know where you're at.
Yeah.
Okay,
so what happened with your 25 grand? Just tell us really quick so you know.
So my 25 grand, we got our 25 grand back, and then we got another 22. Mm-hmm. Okay.
How long did it take for you to get that?
It was only 2 years because we had jumped.
Do you hear what they said? They got their 25 grand back and then another 22 on top of that. Who'd be okay with that?
Yeah, and that was like her worst property ever. Like those returns were not good for her at all, but it was great for us because we didn't have any money.
They held it for 2 years.
Yeah. So normally you hold them.
We'd be okay with that, like a 95% return in 2 years. She's complaining about that wasn't that good of a deal. Most of these people in the room, do you realize how mean you are? The people in the 401k that just lost 30%, and you're saying you only made a 95% return.
Yeah, so in our TRS, she got 25 back, but only got 16 of it.
Yeah,
so
well, that worked out well.
How much did you get to keep from that refi or that sale?
Oh, yeah, all of it.
All of it, a little bit better. And in 2 years versus however long you had for that other one.
Not bad.
And so in that time, my brother had called. Well, he told us about lifestyles. And then we'll go to the next slide, I guess.
Yeah. So next slide, we're going to talk a little bit
Okay.
about the property. Just kind of give us a
Okay.
little overview about the size, the condition.
Okay.
Yep.
What do you mean tell me? Or not yet? How we got for the property?
You can.
Okay. Okay, so we had no money, right? We just worked, went to Walmart, spent our money, thought we were rich, you know. And then we were passive, so then we bought an RV and just traveled every weekend. Because now we're getting a check every quarter, so woo-hoo, you know. And so we were like, we're making it. Well, then my brother called and said he quit his job. And I said, what do you mean you quit your job? 'Cause
He
he's
had a
younger-
six-figure
he's
job at
younger than me,
AT&T.
right? And I'm like, how'd you quit your job? And he's like, well, I'm going to be a lead. And I'm like, well, I could be a lead. You know? So it's kind of that.
Just so
is
you know what a lead person is, a lead is a person who puts together apartment deals. In the outside world, they call them syndicators, where they bring in other money. I'll teach more about that this weekend. So she says, I want to be one of these lead investors.
Right. So we talked about it, and I'm like, do you want to do this? Because obviously I saved the $9,000 in a month and a half, so I'm like, I could do this if you let me do it. Chad likes to spend money. I don't spend any money. So
like toys.
yeah. So he had like 33 trucks to my one vehicle, you know. So I'm like, if you want to do this, we're going to suck it up, and you're going to let me do it. And so we did it.
Whenever
So
we were actually on vacation in the truck, in the RV in Arkansas, whenever
So you had to sell all your toys.
everything's gone.
Oh.
So you're in Arkansas with your banjo and your 3 teeth. Go on.
No, at that time I had 4.
Okay.
So in order to buy North Star and be a lead, you need money. So we made a decision to sell all our toys. So we sold our RV. Person that bought the RV told her their truck. I sold them my truck, Chad's truck. So we freed up 70 grand in one day. And
That's huge.
then
Doing the
I
sacrifice, I love that.
got rid of everything because we were on deer lease. We took vacations every weekend. I got rid of all our deer stuff, feeders, the Polaris thing, Kubota you drive around the property.
Oh, you had a lot of toys.
I had a
Wow, you were like a crackhead.
we had yard sales that were 10 and 12,000.
That's like the redneck crackhead.
$15,000.
Wow. That's
So
awesome.
but if you make the choice, you suck it up and do it, or you don't succeed. So that's pretty much it. But we did, and he was fine with it. It was hard. I pray a lot. I pray about everything, and that was it. I was praying for Chad's sanity and let me keep doing this. But when you're saving money and you go from 20 grand in your savings account, and then you're 60 grand 3 months later, and you're like, holy crap,
Yeah, you
you
see it
could
works,
really
yeah.
do this. And
Motivating.
it really motivates you to do it. So for North Star, we invested 100 grand. I raised 720,000 for that deal. We
So
have
how many investors did you have with that?
we have in that deal a total of 16,
And so
including us.
16. And then, so what was your range of investments?
My lowest one in that deal, I have 3 people at $5,000.
Yay, give her a hand for, no, this is huge. Give her a hand for
I do
helping
it.
the little people.
I do it for the little people because I'm a
love
little
that.
person.
She didn't
and
start with a lot of
I
money.
couldn't get here if someone didn't help me. So on our second deal, we tried to call people who weren't in any deals, and we have 9 brand new people in our second deal.
Good.
And they're going to get huge returns. So,
Yep.
and so anyway, this one
Well,
was-
here's one more follow-up question.
Okay.
You have 12 people. Were they all here in San Antonio, or were they?
No.
So,
No.
because there's people from
Look,
like
we
Hawaii.
have one from California right here.
Oh, you
Hey,
actually,
welcome.
you flew in from California?
Yes.
Just for this.
Did you give him a plastic straw to see if he got turned green or something? Wow, just for that. That's awesome. Good for you. So that's my point for people watching, because there's a lot of people online, right? I mean, I know the crowd's small here, but you have people from California, there are people from Idaho watching. They're saying, can I do this?
Oh,
So
yeah.
I just want to let them know that people from all across America did this.
Yeah, and it's very
wait,
doable.
here's another question. Did he ever go out to the property?
He has been
Oh,
there.
he has
yep.
been to the property, okay. Did
he
all
have- did he
12 of
have
your
to?
investors
Yeah.
go?
I actually hold quarterly meetings, so we actually had, because you're an investor and so you're part of the group, and I want you to be an owner, you know, so
Okay.
I look at you as my boss. And so we actually held quarterly meetings before COVID every quarter.
And so if they didn't show up for the quarterly meeting, they didn't get a distribution?
Oh, no, they still
Okay,
got their
so still get
distribution.
paid if they didn't show
But
up.
they
No,
all
but
been to
then
the
we went
property.
to dinner, yeah, because I
That's like the
rehab.
first
All my
time ever.
properties are deep value plays. So y'all will see in some pictures, but it's like scary.
Just so you know, value play means fixer-upper, okay?
Yeah, kind of like Solo Serve versus Macy's or something like that.
Okay.
But so this one,
Her laughing like she knows what Solo serve.
She does.
She's too young to remember solo serve.
But I bought it for 1.1 at 4.97% interest. I refinanced it during COVID, and our new loan is 1.905 at 4.53. Our rehab budget was 300,000, and our income. You want me to? Yep. Okay, so our income per month is 25,000 per month. Expenses are 8,000. This is only a 24 unit, so I'm it. So if you're going to buy something small, you're the manager, you're the maintenance, whatever. We do have help now, but I could change out your toilet. I fix the AC. I work on the roof. But I'm very hands-on.
No, okay, Lisa, you're scaring the hell out of all my new people.
She's not following them out there. No.
I want you to listen to this. Lisa, hold on.
I have a caveat.
No. Listen to me. Those 12 other people,
Mm-hmm.
how much work did they do on the property?
Well, they volunteered on their own. I
Oh
didn't
my
pay them.
gosh.
But that made
Did
us
any of you
more
come to
money.
my frickin' seminar before? What did you do, California? Did you put the kale garden in?
No. So, but this was like, I knew if I did the work, and I'm the manager, and I had my own tools when I met Chad, so I changed out my car and my alternator and everything. So I knew by doing
He
this,
could do stuff too, right? Not just knit. Okay.
this was going to set up my family, and that's why I was doing this. And I knew if I didn't pay someone, $500 or whatever, and I did it, that's more money for me and my passives. And we needed to make money, and we've done that.
And so what's that next bullet point on there for the cash on cash?
Yeah, because
Did you
if
make
you're
any
new,
money?
that's the only one that
Yeah.
matters. The rest is gobbledygook.
So far, we paid out over 101%.
When did you buy it again?
I bought it in 2018, May of 2018.
Who'd like to double their
2
money
years.
in 2 years or something? Pretty good, right?
So,
Oh, you guys have money in it too, right? Double. Her kids have money
yeah,
in it.
yeah.
That's awesome.
So we're looking at selling it right now, and so I was running the numbers by them, and they're like, well, because they only put $2,500 in for each kid.
Okay.
So if I sell it at price, they're getting $12,000 a piece. And
Can I ask your kids a question? I want to see
yeah,
how smart they are.
no, they'll know.
Are you guys going to buy a good Polaris four-wheeler? What are you going to buy with that money? Well, they already got one.
Yeah, it's at the
We
end of the
bought back
story.
all our toys already.
Now you don't go too long.
See, you got
That's
the
the last
toys
line.
back again.
Now you don't go too long without toys.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's very doable. You just have to be willing to do it. Lifestyles will guide you and direct you, but you're going to have to make the call and ask for direction. It's very, very doable. At North Star, you'll start to see some pictures right now. So right after we bought it, I rehabbed one unit, like our first unit I had available. And I raised the rents and charged a lot of money for it. And then we had a flood, and it rained in the roof because it hadn't rained yet. So it rained in this brand new unit. And at 1 in the morning, I called David Fisher. He didn't answer. I called the trainer. They didn't answer.
She calls me first, then she calls her brother or something, right?
But then we called Brian. He answered. And he called Terry. That's the lifestyles operation person, because we didn't have one in San Antonio at that time. And I had put the girl up in the hotel, because I thought I should. I just took, $1,500 from her. And I was told I wasn't supposed to do that, but that's okay. But, you live and learn, because I didn't have a background in this.
Yep.
I was just trying to be a good manager. And, but as you see, like before, the trash and all that, so the trash was at the very back of the dumpster, at the back of the property. So the parking lot was all messed up.
And so then you got your little cedar barricade there, so that
Yeah,
that
so I
you're not
moved the
seeing
dumpster to
trash?
the front of the property so the dump truck won't go on the property.
Yeah.
So
to
these would be
protect the
before and
asset.
after pictures, just showing you the improvements that she's made on this property. Talk a little bit about what's going on here with the young man in the office there.
Oh, that's our office. So our office actually had holes all in the whole unit. Like I cried. I prayed long and hard before I did this. And I'm like, okay, God, you guide me. I'm trusting you, whatever.
Well,
I'm just,
the
like,
property
praying.
was holy.
Yeah, it was, it was very holy. I prayed over the property. But when we got our keys like 5 o'clock on a Friday, and I went there and I just cried because I was like, holy crap, this is not work. What'd I do? But then I prayed about it that night, and then we went to work the next day, and the next slide you'll see we're all working on the property. But it was full of trash, and it was the first time, my kids had seen cigarette butts and beer bottles all on the ground. So.
Hey, wait, that's Mo.
Yeah. So they did feasibility. Their passives in the deals also.
Oh, Mo, you're in this deal?
Yeah. He's in all my deals.
Okay.
But so we power washed the building. Sorry. And we put new paint, and then I actually decorate for all the holidays, so all my properties have decorations. And on this property, it worked out great because on July 31st, we bought it May 15th. On July 31st, I had 18 leases expire,
And how many units do you have?
24.
Is that
And-
scary? Everybody's moving out. That's what she's talking about.
I was scared.
And they did move out. They did. We had 18 families move out, and Chad's like, holy shit, Lisa, this about that. I don't know what's
She
going
didn't
on.
say that. She said, holy ship. It's a ship with holes in it, remember?
So I was like, babe, it'll be okay. We'll figure it out. And then that day, I just started rehabbing all those 18 units. So the rents were $500 are now $999. So that made us a whole lot of money.
Now,
And
if
it
you-
was just,
That'll make a huge difference when you come to my seminar when I explain about NOI and cap rates. Don't worry about that now, but just know that's a lot.
yeah.
I mean, you almost doubled the rents. Just
Right.
there. Right.
And so we made you'll see a slide with the money we made every year coming up. But so just before and after, but see the decorations, I had a lot of vacancy. So by decorating the property, and then I had a contest for all my residents to decorate their door and patio. You're coming over there to rent your unit. Oh my God, it's so homey. Oh yes, ma'am. We do this and this and this, and everyone's moving in so they could win the contest. It was vote for your neighbor. But I do that at all my properties because it builds morale. It
That's
makes it
awesome.
homey.
Love that. Yes.
Okay.
You made it it was a complex before filled with bad people, financially disenfranchised individuals, and she made it a home for people. She made it a community.
New community, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So the roof had to be replaced. First, we patched what we needed to because it had not rained, so we didn't realize the depth
Not much
of
there on
how
the roof.
much it
Does that
was.
look good to you, Hunter?
Yeah. And then the parking lot, in these units, they were only 24 units. My biggest two-bedroom is 903 square feet, and we had 9 and 10 people per unit. So this parking lot had cars galore, like back parallel parking everywhere. And so, but in this parking lot is all the holes from the trash truck.
What'd you do with the swimming pool? It's an amenity right there. Way
Yeah.
to go.
So we redid the parking lot, and I always get good bids, and I go with good contractors.
Right.
And we redid the exterior fence, and we put up that pole so no one would hit the fence,
Yeah, just so you understand, we're not slumlords. What we teach in the seminar is best product, best price, service by the best people. We take care of people. We want it to be a community. We want to give back. By giving back, by giving them a nice place to live, they will stay. Retention goes up. All these are parts of the model we teach.
So in this photo, this is a Saturday after we bought it, and we're all cleaning.
Right here?
Yeah, and so the kids were like, "Why
Oh,
is there
there's
all
your
this
kids there.
trash?"
Okay.
Yeah, so we did that. Here's where I test paint colors. Marcella's here, my manager, and I taught her how to do that on the property we just bought. But so I just go with it. I mean, being a lead, you got to be ready to make a decision and be able to execute it. Actually, in the courtyard, it was all full of water too once we cleaned it up. And so we put a French drain in there. And I homeschooled, and then I closed my school once my roofs caved in. You'll see it on the slide. And then I put in all the stones and all that, just had it delivered.
Yeah, I just want to say that guys did a wonderful job on that. I mean, look at the community as it is right here, and then the improvements right here. That's a lot of effort.
That looked like night and day difference.
It's great, yeah.
You know,
it really
the
is.
pride of ownership, absolutely.
And here were our units before.
Yeah, talk a little bit about this kitchen right here. And what you
Yeah, so there's no dishwasher in the unit.
Do you know what they call that when there's no dishwasher in the industry? It's
No.
called the cubby.
Oh,
It's where they put a trash can.
Trash can cover.
Because people don't need, in that demographic, dishwashers, am I right? Poor people don't need dishwashers. They have wives. No. My point is, guys, everyone deserves a dishwasher. These are jokes. Come on. I'm just trying to make you laugh.
so that was our first unit turn. That was the only one we had vacant when we took over. And that's the one that the roof was leaking. with the little girl.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll talk a little bit about
Okay.
this slide right here. So this kind of shows basically year 1, 2, and 3, what happens with the income, the NOI, and really what you want to see is you want to see the increase in income right here. So if you see, she mentioned that she had 18 of 24 folks moved out, but look how much her income went up because she was able to raise those rents. Expenses are also going to go up a little bit, and then David's going to talk to you about the power of the NOI and the cap rate and how that values. But what you want to see here is when she first started, about 6-7% return cash on cash, which is not
But
bad.
remember, it was like all these people moving out.
That's right.
She had high turnover. The rents were too low. So it's going to be a low return the first year on a value play, a fixer-upper.
That's exactly right. And you see the benefit of it right here. So the second year, she was able to return 88% of that money back. Now, they still keep the equity of that property. Whatever they put in is still there. But they're able to pull out 88% of that money tax-free so that they can go and do something with the property. whether they wanna buy
So if
toys
you're
or
new and you
reinvest.
don't understand all this stuff, you put in $100,000, you got $88,000 back tax-free, but you still own the same shares within that community. It's still making money for you, even though you got all your 88% of your money back. Does everybody understand that? No taxes on that.
So in theory, if we were going to say, what would it be if we cashed that property out in year 3, right?
Yep.
So you see the same numbers that we had before, property NOIs. Here's the value that goes up right here. So this is about what the sales price would be, assuming the cap rate currently. And I believe that you've got some BOVs that support that as well. And so the first thing you have to do is got to pay off the debt. So you pay off the mortgage, all of the money that's owed to the bank. And then everybody gets their original capital back. So everybody gets their original money back. And then on top of that, she's already made $728,000 worth of distributions. So total equity capture off of $720,000 is what everybody put in it. $1.48 million. That's a 206% return in 3 years.
Who'd be okay with that? Now, if you heard my speech, she made a liar out of me because I said you make 100% return, and you made a 200% return. Good job.
Yeah,
That's good, Rob.
good problem.
We're never
No, we got
done.
more? Yeah. So
You're
tell
just
us
ready to
about
run
how
away. People gonna want to ask you questions. You're a superstar tonight.
Okay. So I prayed. I prayed before I thought about investing. I was like, okay, God, it's your money. Let it exalt you. If not, say la vie, let us fail. And so I did that, and I do that quite often. And we just poured everything we had, so it had to be successful. I had given up my whole career and everything I had invested in.
All the Chad's toys.
To make all Chad's toys, to make it happen for our family. But now we're there. We bought the house. He's got all his toys again. So it's there, and we're going to keep doing it.
So talk a little bit about how, this has made a difference and impact in your life.
It's been a blessing for me. Even when I closed my school and just had my 2 children with me, I've never had my 2 children with me. My whole adult life of having children, I always had 12. So just that, because working, like, I know you're not supposed to work on the business, but 24 unit, nor I did. So anyway, my children worked on the property too. But they've learned so much. I mean, they could be maintenance men, and they know about money. They could reconcile your checking account, So it's really good that it's just opened up doors in time with our family, and it's just been a blessing.
What I love is this part down here where it talks about the kids. So, as I never knew that people could actually own apartment buildings, right? I always thought it was a corporate thing, and, you drive by and you see it. It's a business that somebody sitting in a corner office somewhere saying, okay, raise the rent, so that's to drain the pool, whatever. But, you learn that you can, and it's an awesome opportunity. Well, now these kids right here, I was 30-something years old whenever I learned. These kids right here are, 12 and
10 and 14.
10 and 14, and they're already learning the power of that. And so that's an amazing thing. to sit there.
Do you guys want to come up here? I just want them to see you on TV. I just like it because you're talking about shits already. He's carrying one.
Yeah. But when we bought this, Lawson was 7, and he asked my dad for Christmas. He's like, hey, I need a drill like yours, because I wouldn't pay Ross the flooring to screw down the floor.
Wow.
So we had our drills, and I literally had to sit on the drill, because I don't weigh enough, to screw it down. But we saved $500 every unit. So my
You think I have T-Rex arms? Wow, this lady.
But So he asked for the drill, and my dad's like, what? But he bought him the drill, and they take it to work. And I mean, it's been amazing the knowledge that they have gained through this. And just following the map. I mean, they open the door, they guide you and direct you. You just have to do it.
And so how much real estate experience did you have before you get started?
None.
Okay, and so you made a wonderful project there, and you've got several you've got going on here.
Yeah.
And she's bought more since.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right, she has. And she's been recognized as the San Antonio Park.
For my hard work.
Oh, also, I want everybody to write this down. You know how Dell on his radio show has Tell Dell Tuesday? October 7th, she's going to be on the radio with Dell
Oh,
if you want to hear
yeah.
more about her story. So
Yeah.
you can listen to that on the radio show. It'll be on podcast too.
And North Star is actually for sale at the moment.
And she's pimping it out.
So, short-term goals, Chad wants to retire. We're looking at buying another property, so therefore he may be able to. We have to look at all that.
might.
He's got to learn what I
Not
do.
only you got to
He's gonna
retire Chad, but some of his co-workers are here too. Maybe they can
Yes,
retire.
they are.
There you go.
Hey, out of curiosity, how many investors are there in this deal right now?
Oh, in the room.
Yeah,
That's
in the
it
room
here.
So look, of your 12 people,
Yeah,
4
Well,
people showed
no,
up.
but they're online too. Brian's here, Justin's here.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
So
Oh, crap, Dell's here.
one time I called Caden.
Oh,
Okay, so Brian just
Dell's
said,
watching you.
My brother just said one time he called Caden, and Caden thought he was a prospect looking for a unit. He tried to sell him a unit. And I've had passives call me too, and I'm like, do you need an apartment, sir? Because if I don't have you in my contacts, I don't know if I carry
Yeah.
the business line. So,
Good.
but our help has been us. We do it, and then my contractor's here. He's awesome. 100 Quo HQ Construction. And what I do, what you had said, you said this earlier. Maybe another mentor. I take Hunter when I go look at properties to buy. So day one, I'm already building my
Yep.
expenses. And Marcella thought he was my kid. And then all the residents are like, tell your mother. And he's like, my mom won't care, ma'am. So it's pretty cool. But he's a great guy. Doug helped me. He was my mentor at the time. And Lifestyles, Terry's the one I called at 1 a.m. with Brian and Meredith. And just our passive investors. We actually had work days, so it depends on what lead you have. I want y'all are owners, you know, and so it's different for everyone, but you put your money in this. You know what I mean? It's your baby too, not just mine. So,
Really quick,
yes, sir.
there's a bunch of new people here, okay? Remember back when you were new and you were scared, was this a scam, was this real?
Yeah.
What advice would you give the new people, maybe come to my seminar weekend or maybe thinking about, you know, joining, maybe doing this? What advice would you give the new people?
If you're not afraid to get off your butt, you could do it. And that's it. You have to be willing to do it. I mean, I just went on Meredith, and she was newly married to Brian, but I was like, hey, I trust you. You know, and I know my work ethic, you know, and I knew that I could do it. And as soon as Brian said he jumped ship to be lead, I knew I could be a lead, you know. And you know, it's just wanting the best for your family, and it's really like I never, ever dreamed we would be living this life, ever. It was always paycheck to paycheck, or, oh, we had money, let's go out, you know, let's go for the weekend. Well, now, I mean, we have money galore. And it's just a blessing. And I mean, and for my passives or my contractors or my staff, I mean, I'm paying it forward. I'm helping these people grow and be wealthy, you know? And I feel like it's a blessing for me to help other people, and I'm really good at it.
Isn't that a good feeling? You know, all these other people you're bringing along with you. That's what I like.
Yeah, I like that.
It's huge for me because one of the big things I love is I show people how to do this. But hearing that you took little guys at 5, 10, 25
we
grand,
called
that's
them,
huge.
and I actually went and we met, because when you're here. I have, so we had people that were scared to invest. And on the phone
Yeah.
call, we're like, okay, are you in any deals? Like interviewing our passives before a deal. And they're like, you know, do you want to meet me? Do you want to see what I do? So I took my laptop, show before and after pictures, and we had tea in Lavernia. And so she's here.
Okay, there you go.
So she's in Tarasco. But it made her feel secure, and she knew, okay, I'm going to trust this woman with my money. And that's the thing. We could not do this if we didn't have any passives.
Right.
I don't have money to do this by myself. And that's the thing. I'm helping you, but you're helping me too. You know? And so it's really, it's a blessing. You just have to You have to be willing to do it. And if you don't want to do it, you could hire property management to do it. I just needed the money for our family.
And we don't like, if we can avoid third-party management, we really want to.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to care enough about your money as that lead investor. Who agrees with that?
Right.
You know, because they have their own skin in the game as well on these deals. So.
And that's it. And you learn so much. And I would know if anyone was like, you know, because people that hire property management, they could be stealing from you and you not be knowledgeable. Well, I know what the lease says. I know what this account does. And that's Marcella, my manager. She's at Boardwalk. But she has never seen it.
You have an apartment named Boardwalk?
Yes, I do.
Oh, that is pimp.
I renamed it, and it is beautiful. It's cash flowing. I've already paid out, and I've
You're like,
only
"You
had
hit
it
me
6
when you
months." So it's, I mean, it's very doable.
See, once we start
Find a good
somebody, she's
lead.
like a crack fiend. Give me more.
Yeah,
I
I
love
really
that.
like it. I like the deep value plays. I like paying it forward, and I like that God's given me the ability to do it.
Can we let some other people ask some
Yeah,
questions?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Well, anybody else want to ask her some questions too? That's okay. There. She's from Reading, England,
Okay.
not Reading, Pennsylvania.
Hi.
Okay, my question is,
My couch is very
I know
comfortable.
you put in $25,000 at the beginning, and then you rounded up other people, family and that, and they put the rest of the money in, right?
For North Star?
Whatever it is.
No,
whichever
so
one they
passively I did 25.
Her first deal, she invested with someone else.
I have, as a lead, I dictate, well, I have to take, there's like laws, SEC laws, guidelines I have to take. But you have to take unsophisticated investors and sophisticated.
Don't go on all that. You're getting the weeds, okay?
I didn't have any money to
It's
invest.
simple. First of all, you paid $25,000 to somebody else. So
Correct.
that was like a passive income.
Correct.
Yes.
So you put in $25,000, but what did you get out of it?
Oh, how much money do you make?
And
I got my 25 back plus another
how did they give
22.
you the $25,000 back?
A check.
No, I mean, did they?
Oh,
It was a
yes.
refinance on
Yeah,
that
she refied, and then she sold a year later.
So in other words, 1 year in, she got her 25 grand back, let's say, just keep it round numbers.
You talk too fast. Be quiet for a minute.
Okay.
So anyway, you put in.
So I made a
25,000
total, like-
with somebody else.
Uh-huh.
A unit, say it's $100,000, whatever it is. So you put in 25,000.
Right.
And then what did they do? Did they then sell that unit and then they gave you back your 25,000?
They
and the
refinanced it.
Profit.
They refinance it.
Okay.
And so as soon as North Star started making money, I send you a quarterly check.
Now,
Okay.
if they refinanced it and they gave you your money back, then
Correct.
you don't have any share left in it.
No, so
Still own it.
that's just a cash distribution. We're not allowed to say we gave your original investment back until we sell. So there's guidelines within lifestyles to protect the passive.
So where did that money come from to give to you then? Just because
When you
It went up in
refinance it-
value.
So-
It's worth more.
Like North Star, I bought it for 1.1. I refinanced it for 1.9. It's worth 3.3 with just all the stuff I've done to it. So it makes, like a house goes up in appraisal once you
So
rehab it.
If you bought it for 1 million and then it went to 1.9, so that 0.9 you shared with everybody else.
No.
No.
You're confused by the
No.
whole, take the refinance out, that's not important. If you, let's say they originally bought it for 1 million.
Yes.
It went to 1.9, there's 900 grand in equity.
Yes.
If they sold it, that 900 grand then got split up amongst everybody the same way. That's an easy way for you to understand it.
Yes.
What she's saying is that 900,000, they got like half of it, like 450,000 back, then another 450 was still in the deal till they sold it, then they got the rest. That's what she's trying to explain to you. But you don't have to worry about all that.
I think,
Everybody understand me? Don't worry, I slow this down in the seminar so it's easy to understand.
This weekend, he'll slow it down.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Oh, hi.
How long was the rehab process, and what did you use contractors for?
It's a deep value play. So the rehab process, I work extremely fast. Like I talk, I just do a lot fast. So this project, we had done the outside, the whole exterior before July 31st. July 31st come, we had 18 units vacant. So then I rehabbed all the units. So we were done. We were done fast. Maybe 4 months, 6 months, we were done. And it was, but we freaked out, of course, when the 18 families moved out. But then if you look at, okay, take this sour lemon and make lemonade, what can we do? Well, you rehab and you increase the rent. So we raised it $499 per unit. So that's major money. And I didn't even know, because I'm the worker bee, and they teach you not to be, but I'm very thrifty. But I didn't even know. Mo, this passive over here, told me, Lisa, do you know you're at your 3/4 projections in like 4 months, 5 months? But I didn't even know that. I mean, because I'm doing the data entry and all that, but I'm just sending the reports and doing what I'm supposed to do as a lead. But he's actually looking at my numbers and seeing where I'm at. So once he said that, I went back and looked at the MFQA, and I was like, holy crap, we're making a ton of money. And so then we were paying out. So we cash flowed. So every quarter they got a check from me. And then when we refinanced in the middle of COVID, we were ready to refinance at 14 months. I was totally stabilized at 14 months at takeover. And so we sent it to David Walls, and we started that process. Then COVID hit. So we waited till
David
18
Walls
months.
is one of our vendors with Old
Yeah.
Capital.
So, and then the other question was the contractors. We did all the pavement. We did French drains. We did plumbing. We did roof. Hunter did the roof. We did all the
siding.
all the siding was rotted.
You put a fence
So
up, you
I
did
yeah.
the parking lot?
Yeah, so I did everything. Everything I buy is really trash, and I make it la-ti-da, and I do that very well. So but like on her building, hers was 13 buildings we replaced all the siding on. So it's some leads won't tackle that job. I really like that job, so but there's
You like getting
different-
your hands dirty.
Yeah, there's different kind of deals they have. Some are value plays where it's just safe and you just give them your money and they make you money day one.
Yield plays.
Oh, yield plays. Yeah, sorry.
But David will cover all that this week.
Yeah.
Yes, that's not my job.
Yeah, I
Yes.
know a lot of stuff. She's getting in the weeds a little
Yes,
bit with
ma'am.
you guys. So
I just want to make a statement.
go ahead.
Okay.
I know you.
I know. So I just want to say that this is real because I'm actually a property manager for a Lifestyles member. And I'm going to own apartments one day, so I'm trying to...
Yeah, I love you.
And Hunter's actually worked on one of our properties, right, Hunter? And so I can't get into too much detail, but the property that I manage is the 240 unit in the 80s. It was built in the 80s. And it's for sale right now. We're under contract. And it's supposed to sell next month, so that would be a next one, right? But whatever the owner put into it, he's going to get about half. Like, he's going to double that money. Plus, like, he's made a ton of money off of that property. So that encouraged me.
Oh my gosh, he shares that with the manager?
Yeah, he's like the
Isn't that
only...
crazy that we actually open our
I've been
books
in
up
the
and teach
industry
people?
since I was like 18, 36 now. This is the first owner that's actually showed me, like, behind the scenes, who's encouraged me and mentored me, and that's why I'm here today. So from being behind the scenes...
Didn't I originally meet you at the apartment association?
What was that?
Was it the apartment association or was it
Yeah,
here?
and I got my cam class to get
Yeah.
See,
and all
so I
that.
remember her at the apartment association. I remember meeting her there. Yeah.
So I will need a job in about a month.
Hey!
There you go. Cool.
So, okay.
So my question is related to the 24-unit property?
Yes, sir.
You had 18 move out, and it took you 6 months to rehab those?
No, I was totally done with the whole project within 6 months. That was the exterior, the interiors, and everything.
But those 18 rooms, how long did they stay vacant for?
Oh, maybe 2 months. We rehabbed. So what I do is bring a bunch of people in to help me get the job done. And like my painter canceled, and I had a sprayer. So I had the unit leased the next day already. So I really hustle on getting the leases. So I actually took the
see.
sprayer and sprayed the unit.
So you
got
didn't
it.
And you have to realize there's an order of rehab. So she has one that needs just a little bit of work. She'll do that one, finish,
Right.
get that online.
And that's what you do.
focus
You
on
do what
income.
you need to do to get
The
it
worst
turned.
one's last one, but we teach all that.
So you didn't have to go 2 months without
Oh,
rents?
no.
She's saying it was staggered.
That would be
among the
scary to go 2 months without rents and then have that big old note payment due.
No, well,
that's all in our numbers ahead of
you
time.
raise a lot of money. You raise money, and then you make sure your bills
There's
are
something
covered.
called negative
So they
carry.
really
We'll
show
raise
you.
extra things, but I'll talk about that on Sunday in my seminar. Someone's breaking in your car right now. Awesome. That it?
Where's the neon line?
2 days. Yeah, 16 hours long, Saturday and Sunday. Yep, this weekend.
Any questions?
Any questions online, guys, or no?
We had money, okay, so Roxana asked a question. Lifestyles teaches you to have money in your bank account to make sure you cover your note. The question was, how did you pay the mortgage if you only 6 people living on property for 5 to 6 months? We rehabbed units and had them rented in 2 days. Like me and my family worked there to get it done. And, but we did hire contractors, and because you want to, every day you have something vacant, you lose money. So I would stay there to get it done, clean the toilet.
Yeah, guys, you have to realize, we're just trying to do a big picture here. We're not going through all the minutia. When we sit there, we overcapitalize. What does that mean? We get all the money to buy it, all the money to fix it up. We do scopes of work. We have this all planned out during our feasibility period. And then we raise extra capital for what's called negative carry. So we predict that we're going to lose like 50% of the people in this project because we know it's a fixer-upper. So until those are rented out, we're going to have extra money for those mortgage payments until then. Plus, she probably got IO. Did you have IO on this one or no?
Yes.
So IO means she's in an interest-only period in the beginning because they knew it's a fixer-upper. She's not paying principal pay down, so her mortgage payment is very little. That's why she can do that. I'm not going to go through all the minutia of that, but that's it.
No, but they teach you how to protect. Like, you know, if you have your home, you're going to make sure your house notes covers your power bill, all this. They do that here too.
Yeah.
So you're protected in it. Okay.
Yeah, it's funny how some of you people are looking for a way out instead of a way in. Most of us, if we're intelligent people in this room, we say, how can I get me some of that 200% return? Who's with me on that? Don't make excuses, guys. Just like the houses, were they fixer-uppers? Did it take 2-3 months to fix up that Sky house before he put a rent in there? Yes, he knew that, and he still made 100% return. It's just a bigger project when it's an apartment. It works the same way. It's logical. When you buy a car that's a clunker, for your daughter, you put $2,000 in to fix it up. It's not fixed the next day, but 5 days later, you have a brand new looking car. Does it make sense? It's the same way. Okay?
Okay.
Awesome.
Any other questions?
All right.
Y'all fine?
Well,
Okay.
just so you all know, give them a big thanks.